Shalom. This is Sincere Milk of Yahweh Sap, Lion's Den. I camp out with Lion Den, Hawan Ben Yashua in Jacksonville, Florida. But first, I'd like to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the archons, and to the women and children. Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Bahashem, Ha, Roka, Krodash, Mahama. In the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and truth. The one is to the elders of GMS. The one is to my elder Hawam. Salutation to the archons who are on the four corners of the earth in sincerity and truth. And to the women and children, Shalom. Okay, this is going to be part 6, Unexpected Death. Right? I guess the title can be also, I can add to this, is Sacrifice to Him. Or I should have put sacrifice to who, right? There's a jockey or a person that race with horses. Alex Kanchari died suddenly at the age of 29, right? I mean, more and more coming out. Okay, this is 29. I'm sure the numbers are going to go lower, right? I won't be surprised if it goes all the way down to age 5 or 4. Okay, it's going to get worse out there. All right, let me play a little bit of this and then take it from there.
Well, guys, here we are again. We couldn't even go 5 days without having to make another video like this. As you guys know, we have pretty much been doing an ongoing series here of young athletes just all of a sudden dying suddenly. I remember when I actually heard that trend. I believe it kind of started at the end of last year about dying suddenly. And I guess we really didn't know what we were actually getting into, especially when it comes to sports. Guys, we're actually making probably 5 videos a week now on this. About 5 videos. Now, on February 27th, we made 2 videos back to back. I was shocked that I actually had to make back-to-back videos on that. And now, here we are on Thursday, getting close to the end of the week. We're doing it again because we have yet another athlete. Now, this is a horse racing jockey here. Died suddenly at age 29. Yet again, guys, we don't know exactly what actually caused his death. We have no idea. And actually, guys, I don't believe we actually found out why any of these young athletes actually died. Now, we know in some cases, some of these young athletes actually had cardiac arrest. But still, when somebody is 29 years old, that is very, very unusual because that is a very, very young age. The average lifespan here in this country is something like what? 76, 77 years old? We got young people that are supposed to be in tip-top shape dropping dead at very, very young ages. And there seems to be no end in sight, no explanation given. The Damar Hamlin situation, he's actually alive, even though many people think he's actually dead, and there's a bunch of theories out there, but I'm not even going to get into that. But 29 years old.
Slakia, give me a minute. Here we go.
We're making it a new wildlife adventure. Oh, it's so windy up.
Theories out there, but I'm not even going to get into that.
All right, let me stop it right there. And let's see what Scripture talks about and says about what's going on here, okay? I mean, to the so-called Negros, Latinos, American speckled bird, because that's who Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai belongs to, not to the whole world, okay? And yes, we're going to have 2/3 are going to be stiff-necked, okay? We don't know who those stiff-necks are. All we know that the ones that reject the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai, they're going to be part of 2/3, okay? I want to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 2. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrifice and to him that sacrifice not. Here we go. As is the good, so is the sinner. And he that swears as he that fears an oath. Okay? So we live in this wicked world, which is not our kingdom to begin with. This is our hell, our punishment. And our people, the so-called Negros, Latino, American speckled birds, don't really look into, right, what's going on among our people. They see people dropping dead left and right, and they don't ponder and say, well, let me not wait for that, or for them, those Edomites, to give the answer. Let me go by the highways and byways and hear these Hebrew Israelites, what they're reading from the scripture, right? Let me look into that. Let me look into the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. Because as you can see, these Edomites are not giving the answer to the problem that they have caused. Okay, verse 3. This is an evil among all things that are done unto the Son, that there is one event unto all, Slakia. Yet also the heart, the mind of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart, in their mind, while they live. And after that, they go to die. So, their parents never taught them because they didn't know the truth, because it wasn't given to them. Even though they can pass right by us, see us, and hear us, they will not gain any understanding, because that is Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai who is in control of that and who decides that, because he keeps a record of all of us, past, present. Okay? Verse 4. For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. Right? So it's making it clear that the so-called Negros, Latinos, American speckled birds have a purpose in this life that was given to us by Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. Okay? And this wicked kingdom, the Edomites, are going to keep you so busy, so entertained, so you do not hear the calling of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. Verse 5. For the living knows that they shall die, but the dead knows not anything. Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Yeah. What reward you going to have if you're in the grave, and on top of that, if you never repented and did the work of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai? So now we're having people dropping left and right, like raindrops. Crazy, right? Then we go to Isaiah. Chapter 63, verse 17. O Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways, and hardened our hearts, our mind, from thy fear? Right? Why he did that? Why he's doing that? Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thy inheritance. I'm pretty sure that none of these so-called Negros, Latinos, American speckled birds have prayed in the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai and asked them to return to them. Right? I mean, if they're dying suddenly, you think they're going to have time to call his name? They might say the word God, but that's not his name. That's a title. Okay? Let's go to John chapter 12. Give me a minute while I turn the pages here. John chapter 12, verse 40. Oops, I passed. Slakia. Here we go. He has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, their mind, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, and be converted, and I should heal them. So you can see that by looking down into the records of every so-called Negros Latino American and speckled birds, right? Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai with the angels, they will determine who goes to sleep at an early age and who stays awake. So you can see why it's so important to have fear and trembling. Why it's so important to do the best you can to your ability to study scripture, right? To be with a camp, to have an elder, right? And to do the work to the best of your ability. Because you can be here today and gone tomorrow. Or you can be here today and then go in the ways of the Edomites, like so many of these jigs have been doing, and trusting in what the Edomites are giving them, right? I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10. Oops, let me fix this. Verse 10, make the heart, means their mind, of these people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts, and convert and be healed. See? He's not going to allow that. Hell, he doesn't even allow that with the Edomites. Okay? And they read the Bible, but they will not get that blessing. So then 2/3 of our people, so-called Negros, Latino, American, speckled bird, they want to keep following the heathens, want to keep practicing their pagan holidays, right? You are begging for punishment, right, of Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai. So now we're going to be seeing more people from here to next year and years to come, which I don't think is going to be too long, more and more dropping dead, okay, around the world, not just in America. Let me take Matthew chapter 13, verse 14. And in them is fulfilled, Salakia, the prophecy of Isaiah, which says, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. Okay? As you gave the finger to Yahweh Shai, you probably passed by the camps and the highways and byways and seen Hebrew Israelites, right? Shaka, your people, quoting the so-called Negros Latinos, Americans, and speckled birds, to wake up, right? To snap out of this fantasy world, this la-la land. Things are going to get worse, right? But no. And by the way, I can look into it, but I had the honor of meeting a young lady years ago with her daughter. She was 8 years old, 8 or 9. That was the youngest person I ever met that had a stroke. And they only get to live to the age of 12 or 15. Okay? Because all the witchcraft that is given to them at that young age. But you don't hear these things if you don't look into it, you know? They keep a lot of stuff out of the news so people don't wake up and see how wicked the Edomites really are. Verse 15, for this people's heart is wax. Yeah. Gross. And their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their hearts, with their mind, and should be converted, and I shall heal them. Okay? So I'm sure this jockey was having a wonderful life, right? Riding race horses, okay? But I'm pretty sure that he probably passed around Hebrew Israelite camps, never took the time to listen and learn who he is. He might be a Jake, you know? I don't know. But it's getting more consistent of people dropping dead, okay? Young people. Sudden death is something that it was not heard too much, right? I have heard of natural death. Now that's one thing you won't hear too much either, okay? That's when the heart just stops. You just went to bed and that was it. It was a natural death. But this is sudden death, okay? Big difference. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell these people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. You don't want to hear the truth? You don't want to look into the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai? You want to hold on to these pagan, wicked habits of this wicked world, right? So, Yahweh Shai, right, through the Father Yahweh, is going to magnify the truth. And the bigger the truth gets, more people are going to be dying. Yes, there's some of us that are going to die too, but we're going to be dying because of the righteousness, sacrificing to the name of Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. But you are sacrificing for the Edomites. You're not even repenting and coming back to Yahweh Shin Yahweh Shai. Big difference. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 63, verse 18. The people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while. Our adversaries have trampled down thy sanctuary. Yeah. You know, you don't take it that it's important to know who you are from the scripture, right? You probably consider yourself a Mexican, right? Or Puerto Rican or a Cuban, right? Or an African, okay? And don't want to fear and tremble and humble yourself so that you be saved, okay? A lot of you don't even care about what's going on with the new digital currency that's kicking in, right? And a lot of you don't even care about the MOTV either, right? The C hit. You don't care about what that's going to do if you take it. What's going to be the punishment? Well, if you'd have taken the time to look into it, Russia's getting ready with those sonic missiles, right? That's gonna come to America and burn America up with fire. That's what's gonna be coming. World War III. China as well. And other countries, okay? Yeah. The lake of fire is called in the scripture, by the way. I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Give me a minute here. Chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God. Yahweh thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. See how valuable the so-called Negros Latinos, Native American speckled birds are? Even though 2/3 are going to stay behind, left behind, to get burned with fire, you will come back in the new kingdom, right, as babies. Okay? But look how special we are. Verse 7, Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because you were more in numbers than any people. For ye were the fewer of all people. Verse 8, but because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers. He, Saka, has Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, right, of slaves, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt? Yes, he did. Right? But because going into back to the wickedness of this world, this is the second Egypt. And this is going to be the last one. Okay? Because it's going to be destroyed when Yahweh Shai comes back in those so-called UFOs. Scripture, they call them chariots. Okay? With the host of angels. I'm going to leave it with Isaiah. Give me a minute. Chapter 63, verse 19. We are thy... Okay, wait. Okay, verse 19. We are thy. Thou never barest rule over them. They will not call by thy name. Yeah. See, in the Christian churches, they teach you that you pick, right? Yahweh Shai. No. Yahweh Shai calls you. If he doesn't call you, you will not be awake. You cannot be awake. Because Yahweh Shai controls all things, wicked and righteous. He even controls Satan, in case you didn't know that. There's no such thing as free will. Okay? Well, I'm sure there's going to be more sudden death going on. I hope that this was edifying, and with that I'll say Shalom.